A huge shout out to the overthinkers. An overthinker. He watches the show. To the overthinkers. Shout out Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Tando Pela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ukuchopha ngeke kuphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siyaoverchieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome to everybody to another episode of the Overthinking Football Show. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this is a place where we love South African football. We love African football, and we also, every now and then, turn to Europe. I had a very dark weekend today. Ningangibuzi nge-Europe, ne-Real Madrid, ne-Arsenal, and shayiwe. So ningangibuzi what's happening there. But in any case, welcome everybody to the show. My name is George Mokwena if it's your first time here. And this show happens every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. we will be here unless Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, King, Bafana, Bafana. If those teams are playing, we're going to be live doing watch-alongs of those games. Guys, it's a very interactive show. Everybody knows. It's a place where you can jump in and tell me exactly what you're thinking. And to do that, you have to be following me live right now on TikTok. You have to click on the button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest. I let you in, and you can be part of my, 4 panels tonight that we're going to have, speaking about whatever it is that we're going to be speaking about. Now, Mondays, the tradition is that on Mondays, we have a review show because the big three is usually doing something during that weekend. We have Mamelodi Sundowns who took on Maniema Union. Dramatic 1-2. A 1-2 comeback by Mamelodi Sundowns. 2 goals coming late from Pitso Mosimane. That's where we're going to start. So if you want to be in the Sundowns panel, please request. I'm going to start off with Mamelodi Sundowns. Then we're going to go to Orlando Pirates versus CR Belouizdad in the Champions League. That game ended with a 2-1 win for Orlando Pirates. I've seen so many people saying, no, it's 2-0. It's 2-0, the scoreline. I asked guys, he meant wrong or what's going on? Last I checked, it was 2-1. Then, of course, the last game. Hey, the last game is going to be Kaizer Chiefs, who took on Golden Arrows. Kaizer Chiefs took on Golden Arrows, and they lost 1-0 to Arrows. And that roller coaster of a season that Kaizer Chiefs is having just carries on roller coasting. But anyway, we're going to start off with Mamelodi Sundowns. Let me just first make sure that I'm here. Guys, please, Kopa, 65,000 likes. I need 65,000 likes. Tap the screen. It is free. All you need to do is do this with your fingers, and you'll be able to get me up to my target. It helps with ranking. It helps put the live on a better place. It helps do all of those different things. So please tap the screen as much as you can. And then also, Kubari gift, guys. Kalebona on TikTok going out and giving baddies roses and things like that. Guys. But roses will do too. So please send me some roses there. Send some gifts. You have no idea how much it helps. And the last thing I'm going to say before we get into the show, I have dropped 2 videos today, the good and the bad, for the Orlando Pirates game and for the Chiefs game. So it's 5 bad things and 5 good things that I have seen in the game. So please check out that video. It is on YouTube. You can go there and watch what I thought about those matches more in detail. Balanced out, good and bad. Okay, let's get straight into it. Mamelodi Sundowns played Maniema Union in a group match of the CAF Champions League. Maniema Union, if you all remember, gave Mamelodi Sundowns a tough time the last time out, and you could see that, hey man, Coach Mangoba, that was one of the things that broke Coach Mangoba's time at Mamelodi Sundowns and made sure that he didn't have a job. He's sitting at home right now partly because of what Maniema Union did to him. But that game played out with a 2-1 win for Mamelodi Sundowns. 18 shots were taken by Maniema Union, 4 on target, whereas Mamelodi Sundowns got 15 shots and 3 on target. Sundowns finished with 62% of the possession. The goals came in the 38th minute from Bola, that big striker. A really big striker was playing for Maniema, Kaizer Jr. Kaizer Jr. Anyway, in Bart, then Shalulile, OG, came back and scored in the 83rd minute. And then again in the 90+5. But they're ruling that as an on goal by a Maniema player. So I'm going to start us off with ASAP Shembe. ASAP Shembe, Habibi.
Happy Majita Monday, Habibi.
Mashallah, Mukhodu Monday. I don't know what Mukhodu is. There, go the Arab.
Happy Majita Monday, Habibutsini Lapo Habibi.
Man, my heart is broken. All my teams lost. Arsenal, Real Madrid, Chiefs.
Man,
hey, it was just a dark weekend.
After hearing you say, yesterday, Mr. Otsi, I think I had so much fun. After hearing you say, I don't care anymore. And I felt bad and I want to apologize because I realized that these are words of a broken man. These are men who cannot be emotionally invested anymore, Mr. Otsi.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I want you to break down. I'm not going to break down. I want you to break down the game for me. What did you think of Maniema Union versus Mamelodi Sundowns?
Sure, Mr. Otsi. No, man, Mr. Otsi, I think I'd like to go to challenging Otsi. After coming down, because we were heartbroken as a Masandawana before those 2 goals came in. We were dejected, and I think this is Pontitown, and having had some time to sit back and think a little bit about the performance of the team. I think I'd like to state to Guti, it was a typical Champions League game, Mr. Oti. It wasn't beautiful on the eye. Robust football, Mr. Oti, and more than anything, I'm happy that Amachita showed up and, were able to respond, especially because, you have noted time and time again how Sundowns in those last 25 minutes seem to struggle with teams, seem to be a bit complacent. And in that game, we saw the exact opposites. We saw a Sundowns waking up. We saw a Sundowns taking up to the challenge. We saw a Sundowns coming back from a goal down, Mr. Oti. So, Mr. Uti. And another point I'd like to make, Mr. Uti, is Uti. Cardoso has been really good at making changes that affect the game, Mr. Uti, in real time. He reads the game really well, Mr. Uti, and he's been making subs that sometimes don't make sense to us, especially with the Raja game, where we saw him as a Fagule Busa, where the fans wanted an attacker, but we saw him manage the game very well. And same thing, Nale game this weekend, we saw him make subs that affects the game very well. That Shalulile sub, Mr. Oti, is 7-0 kakhulu, Mr. Oti. So one thing I will say is that the improvements when it comes to subs, iyabonakala kakhulu, Mr. Oti. Ukhatosu uyaspana, Mr. Oti. Incredible movements from Ushalulile with those both goals, even though Lelelinge on goal, but ngamnika nalo, Mr. Oti. Uyalideserve. Uspanile, Mr. Oti, lapho Ushalulile. Movement yakhe off the ball, I think esisize kakhulu. I think mokwena lo fakela amabhola lawa, if I'm not mistaken. So ngiyajabula ukubona ukuthi siyakhona ukubuya, Mr. Oti, when there's a mountain to climb. Ngoba bekushisa laphayana and izinto were against us, even nathi ama fans besigive up, but sikhonile ukubuya. Just the points of concern, ile ukuthi ama teams manje ku CAF, and I think it's happened in every game, have identified iside lakalunga, iside lokujobela, Mr. Oti, is the side la fanele sodlalela kulo, and if we play on that side, we're able to get away with something.
So I'd like two things. I want to ask you two things very quickly before the time runs out. Number one, could you argue that maybe you don't have to make subs if you get the first lineup right? Number one, and then number two, how important is this comeback win towards what Mamelodi Sundowns is doing? Because you could have won this game straight, let's say 2-0, went home. How important is this jolt of a comeback win for Sundowns and where everything is right now?
Yeah, Mr. Oti, hindsight, Mr. Oti, yes, ropa, because manje ungshange hindsight. So this is where having a coach who knows how to read the game well, it comes in hand, because he can make those necessary adjustments, just like Cardoso has in those two games, Mr. Oti. The one where there's no red card, but we still only lost by 1 goal. We could have, stolen a draw there, and then Nagulena, this weekend where we came back on my dying minute. So I think, to compensate for Leo starting lineup that he's still figuring out, And you can see Cardoso na lineup yakhe change according to our opponents wethu. So he's not just playing a team just for the sake of saying, no, I'm resting these players because season's long. He's looking at the teams that we're playing and adjusting according to who we are going to play, Mr. Otsi. So noma ibhola lethu lingakabi lihle kakhulu, you know, we've learned the hard way time and time again ukuthi ibhola lihle aliwini iCAF. So maybe yiyo le season la singajopela sigcine sisole ku final ngale bhola lele libi, because we are showing ukuthi we can come back, Mr. Oti. You know, and I think this weekend was a good loss. I mean, a good game to come back from, Mr. Oti, to give Amachita leso spirit. So I just think there's a few things that we need to address lapha emuva, especially the side like Lunga or last bona kona ama fullbacks wethu aya phezulu wethu, you know, kunezinto nyana ezimbalwa lapha emuva efanele sizilungise, Mr. Oti. uGrant naye confidence yakhe ithi ukuntenga kancane angazi kwenzakalani, but yeah man, there's a few things that just need to be fixed lapha emuva. But other than that, Mr. Otsi, if this ugly football gets us to the final, Mr. Otsi, then I think I'll accept it, Mr. Otsi. I'll accept it.
Okay, no, Shembe, he's not saying to the star, he's saying to the final. Unfortunately stop, but it's fine. Let me bring it.
One game at a time.
Let me bring it to Prasem. Prasem, why can't I or to Melao?
Kina Tunisia game I was Kenya. Kina no.
Mpeleke Prasem. Orinka came to Sundowns Limaniama Union.
Barmufuking is not ready for Champions League. Orlando Pirates is not ready for Champions League.
Oh, Bararibuakai, Prasem.
Keep on man.
Not what Okena Sundowns, man, Prasem. Oscar show.
Keep on, I get ready. Whenever ready. Yes, who qualified first. But anyway, going to the game, I was very disappointed. You know, I was enjoying that game. Until that Chalile boy came in. That boy came in and then and Robert Belushem. But otherwise, I was enjoying that game. This Sundowns team, let's not make sure. Like I said earlier, they will turn on this guy. Remember, half time or never ring. Hey, they were complaining, they were crying. Yes. The WhatsApp group was quiet. Like agent some more. What's going on? Hey, Shawili Azena, header goal Azena. Yes. God really knows if I am. But otherwise, they fought as a team. But to be honest, this coach is not make sure. No, I don't think they are ready. Actually, they said we're not ready. It's them who are not ready. Comparing the games that I saw, Perez, Sundowns, no, we are ready more than them. But they still have that tough game that they play on Sunday. Because Raja's guaranteed they're going to win. But then will they beat Barking Asfa? Rabat? I don't know.
Tole Prasem, how coach man is not make sure. Mara coach has done the business so far. He's done what he's needed to do. Isn't this maybe what Sundowns was missing? Somebody who can scrap Hanyan.
Hey, I wouldn't. If I was a Sundowns supporter, I was not gonna be happy. Comparing to the Sundowns that we used to know, like the Sundowns that we know, like they win with ease. Hey, this one's we got 95 minutes. But we got own goal. I don't understand. Even the game Amazulu, is a good reference. Or you see that game was tough for them, regardless of never short. But you can see right now. Even that one, Raja at home, they won, but they don't create chances. They create 2 or 3 chances a game. So no.
Mara, aren't you being harsh, Prasem? Aren't you being harsh? You're saying all you're saying, Mara, they win. They win.
No, they win, but now let's see. How far will they win by luck? Because this lucky wins, they will run out. And when they run out, they will be out. When they're out, Kasongo Wasamaya. So no. It's going to be a very interesting season. It's going to be a very, very interesting season.
I want to ask you for the last minute here, Prasem. Seriously, bench Sundowns. Do you feel as though Sundowns has a strong bench? Because we've spoken about how Sundowns has depth and all of that stuff, and we've questioned the Pirates about whether they've got depth. Mara, every time aba chincha man, ukena bomkulise, ukena bolibusa man, karbate kateka nyane. How do you feel about Sundowns' bench?
they have bench on paper, but a bench on the field, no, there's nothing. Because check us again enough. The only good player who came in was Chalulili because he scored. If he didn't score, no, I'm telling you, we'll be talking another thing here. But then, Sunday, I'll be here live with you.
Okay. Eric Kenye, Coach Picasso. Coach, how are you? Welcome.
My brother.
How are you, my brother? Coach, you know hore nna ke tla ko wena ke batla hore o explainele game ka wana batho ba rogakana ba dlala ba le ba. Tell me, Coach, how did you feel about this game, Maniema Union and Sundowns?
It's hey, Sundowns young hater, man. To be honest, Sundowns hurts me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it hurts me, because Sundowns is such a pivotal part of our national team, whether we like it or not. Now I don't support any team in South Africa, personally. I don't support any team. But I'm a supporter of the teams of, well, I'm a supporter of a certain style and brand of football.
Okay.
But I'm not biased in saying it's the only way to play football. I understand there's so many ways to play football. And I think with the way Sundowns are going, and there's so much instability within the team. Like you look at the game in the first half. I think in the first half they had something. There was in patches, though, not consistently throughout. They were in the second half, and they decided to play long balls behind the defense, this, that. So, and my only problem with the type of football that's played like that, like long balls and stuff. There's nothing wrong with a long ball here and there. It's a long pass. You are finding the channel. You are doing this. You are doing that. Because we can't always play short. If you want to change the point of attack, it needs like a 40-yard pass or something. My only problem with that type of play, and it's like betting. Because at the end of the day, if the ball is in the air, it's a 50-50. But when the ball is on the foot, then I'm in 100% control of the ball. But as soon as I take it in the air, then now it's a debate who can win. So I heard Asap Shembe if they can get to the final or this style of play, he would be happy. My problem is, are you willing to sacrifice your soul? The soul of the team, the shoe shine and piano, what we know you to be through trophies. Because the Champions League is because you're gonna win like this, and you're gonna win the Champions League once, and then you're gonna spend another 20 years trying to win it. Because we chasing, you didn't take it step by step to say, okay, in the past 2 seasons we've gotten out of the semi-finals. Let's keep on going, in this way that we have right now. Sundowns in the past years built up some soul, whether it was Coach Pitso, Rulani, Mangoba. When before Rulani, it was Mangoba for a couple of, I don't know, and then it was the co-coaches, and then Rulani. Since Pitso arrived, they built like a soul. And Sundowns is used to be a feared team. Let's be honest. Golden Arrows right now, they can go on that pitch. The Sundowns was playing against Richards Bay. Now, 2-3 weeks back, Richards Bay were high pressing them. They were not fearful of them. You would never do that to Sundowns last season, because you knew that this team is lethal. And we are going to suffer if we allow them, if we high press them or we mid block them. We just have to sit back and hope to catch them on the break. But now, with the way they are performing overall, the game was disappointing. Like I think tactically there's not much that I saw personally, because the build-up schemes were not working, the pressing schemes were not working. Like Sundowns is winning games through individual brilliance. When last did you hear that about Sundowns?
So then, coach, don't you have to sell out though in Africa? Because if you look at the teams they're competing against, Ahly doesn't have a soul. They play some of the worst football. If you watch them properly, if you see Abo Wydad of old and Abo Tunis, they play some really ugly football. Isn't it, man? At some point you go, hey, Ishushan in Piano has gotten us to the semi-finals. Maybe they take a hit. At what point do you say, man, hey, we're giving up?
You know, my thing is, you are mentioning Wydad, you are mentioning Raja, you are mentioning Al Ahly. Look at the support base of those people. It's Wydad, for example, has 5 million fans. 5 million fans for Wydad. And this is a proven fact. Al Ahly, you know, they fill up that stadium in Cairo. Raja, same thing. These teams have already built up their soul. So for them to say that those teams, is the way they prefer and how they see football. You can't tell me Sundowns with the way they are playing right now, that's how they see football. You know, if originally that's how Sundowns saw football, no problem. I've got no problem with that. But we all know originally that's not how Sundowns sees football.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest problem with them.
Coach, for time's sake, I'm gonna jump in there. Interesting. I'm gonna make this a topic. I think we've had similar discussions before, but I want to speak about selling out and losing your soul. We're gonna have a topic of it, but let me go to Jero. Jero.
Okay.
How are you, Jero?
I'm not okay, bro.
You're not okay.
I ain't correct.
Maran winile, Jero.
I ain't correct. We don't win like this.
Okay.
We don't ever win like this. Ever since this coach has started at Sundowns, there's never even been one convincing win. Tell me which game. I feel like we're all gonna say the same thing on this panel because the previous caller who coach said it was like he was reading my mind. Not even a single game, a convincing coach I winile. You don't see what he's trying to do. I see red flags one way. I just see red flags. I don't know why you fix something which is not broken. Seriously, guys, you you fired 2 coaches for no reason. So I believe we can blame the coach all we want and the players. And my players are hurt by the team. If what Mangoba was doing, if mokwena allegedly mokwena no Motaung babe tshela ukuthi they are bigger than the team, he was right to about discipline and their players. So it mustn't be fired for that. He was doing his job, disciplining the players. So Rulani was fired. I don't want to talk about Rulani, but why was he fired?
But Jero, isn't the club, because the club made the statement. The club said that we need to go and win these things. And to be fair, the coaches that were there, Coach Mangoba, Coach Rulani, they got to the semis. They haven't won it. And in the meantime, the guys you guys are competing with, I mean, we did, I think, one or two during that time. Al Ahly's got 4 in that time. Boas Tunis have got 2. Is management wrong to say, but guys, since Fastile, we've given you the money, we've done all those things, but it hasn't come home?
But guys, you must realize one thing. We must look at the history. You know this thing of taking a one business and putting them into football. You don't understand football. If football has got a structure, or how can I put this? If football, like in a league, you're gonna have your Evertons. So you can't say to Everton, I'm gonna give you money, go and win the league. It's gonna take them time. Look at Manchester City. It took them more than 10 years with all the money to win the league. So you break into those things. Before Sundowns won this Champions League, Champions League was won once in South Africa by Pirates.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing to do for us as South Africans. Yes, Sundowns came and won it again. The fact that we are in the semi-finals, it means there is a progress.
But could you argue, Jero, that maybe that's the problem, that once in the 30 years. You've won it twice in 30 years. Maybe your football is not the football that we think it is. Maybe our North Africans who are winning it over and over and over again are what you need to emulate.
Breaking.
Am I breaking? Guys, can you hear me there in the comments? Hey, please. Can you hear me, Jero?
Breaking. Okay, now I can hear you, yeah.
No. I was just saying, I was just asking the question that, if you've only won it twice in 30 years, is your football that good? Should you be looking at that, or should you emulate the guys that are able to do it? I mean, Man City was not doing well, and then they decided to emulate Barcelona by bringing up a Pep Guardiola. Is Sundowns wrong for maybe going down that route after 12 years of Coach Pitso's tree, 8 years without winning that trophy again?
But you must check if you emulating North Africans, then you must bring North African players, because the way they play is how they think naturally. So the way we play naturally, if you go to the street right now, in Ghana they are dribbling each other. It comes naturally to us. That's what we know. We don't have to learn that. So we must take what we have and try and improve it. Now look at what's happening. They bought a coach who came from Aspirants last year. Look what's happening now. He's trying that system. He was trying at Aspirants, and it's not working. It's not even working in the league. Like who coach said, we are winning by individual brilliance, but it's not working.
Okay.
It's not working. We're gonna lose games. We are going to lose games in this league. In the Petro, we're gonna lose. Let alone in Africa. Just here. Because it just was close. Amazulu, it was close. Every game we are playing is close. Because we are doing something that doesn't come naturally to us.
For time, I'm going to jump in just to let Cool Prince in. Cool Prince, welcome to the show. How are you? Oh, before Cool Prince jumps in, guys, we're going into Pirates next. So please, if you want to speak Pirates, please request so that we can speak Pirates. We're going to Orlando Pirates' game next. Cool Prince, are you with me? Hey. Guys, can you hear me there? Okay, let me do this. I'm going to swap and bring in Unkabetsi. Let me bring in Unkabetsi, and we can have a conversation just for these last few minutes. Let me see. Unkabetsi, are you with me? Okay, I guess it's not going to work. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to jump in then. Let me jump in. Hi, guys. Unfair, Mar. Unfair. Look, I may not agree with what Mamelodi Sundowns did. I may not agree with the moves that they made, but you have to give them credit. Guys, let's be honest. 30 years has gotten us... Oh, Unkabetsi, are you with me?
Can you hear me, Oti?
I can hear you perfectly. Nkabetsi, okay, I'm going to give you the time. What do you feel about Sundowns Maniema Union?
I think it wasn't a bad game, if we are honest, right? So if we look at like the first half and the chances that Sundowns missed, it wasn't a bad game. It's just Maniema scored like on the round of play, and obviously we went into halftime losing 1-0. But if you look at how we controlled the game and the chances that were created because of the high line that Maniema was playing, we could have scored 2 or 3 before they scored, right? But just because we went into the halftime break losing, then it changes the view of everyone that was watching the game just because we won it like in the dying minutes, right? But if you look at the chance that was missed by Sales, Ribeiro also got a chance where he skied it. So there were opportunities that we could have most probably took advantage of, and we could have won that game comfortably.
Yeah.
But because of those missed changes, it then changes like the complexion of the game. We're chasing the game. And if you look at the first half and the second half, right? First half, we did try to play on the ground, play our normal style of play. and we were able to find passes like behind the high line that Manyema was playing, right? But in the second half, they dropped from a mid block into a deeper block, right? So which meant we can't find those spaces anymore. So are you going to persist on trying to play like that and play through them, where you can see that there was literally like two guys and everyone else was behind the ball? So what was the option? The option was, if you looked at the game, I don't blame the players for playing those lob passes behind them, because if you were watching the game, we all saw that every time those guys won the ball, they tried to push their line higher so that they could decrease the pressure and maybe try to create something on the counter. And that's where the space was. Even when Shaduli came, that's where there was someone present in the box to take advantage of that. So sometimes, yes, we do want to play Shushan and piano, but as a coach, you have to problem solve. And if you can see that Shushan and piano is not working out today, the only way to solve this problem is to try and go longer. Why not? Especially if you have the players to take advantage of that. Players who are technically gifted to give you those passes. Yes, it won't work all the time, but if we are honest, they didn't play long balls all the game, right? All the games that they've played. It was just in that game, they needed to play that because of how the opponents were pushing up, and it worked in the end. So sometimes I feel like we are too harsh on Sundowns persisting on the style of play. But if we are honest, even if we go back to the last time we won it in 2016 with Coach Pitso, we were playing counter-attacking football. It wasn't Shusha and Piano. So if you remember, we had Kikendoli, Kamabilat, and we had Castro as a tall striker. And
You had workers in the middle.
yeah. So and Bratompo would be playing those long balls, right? So it's something that we are accustomed to. It's not something new that when we are desperate, sometimes we tend to go long. But because of what Coach Rulani was emphasizing last year, because he didn't want width, he persisted on playing through the middle. Now we are programmed to think that that's the only way to play, which for me, if you want to win the Champions Leagues, you have to find different ways to kill a cat. And for me, it wasn't a bad game. Yes, we won it in 5 minutes, but yeah, it wasn't a bad game.
How much does personnel dictate what you do? Because I mean, on that game, you had Sales, you had Mkhulise, you had Libusa. You couldn't necessarily play out from the back as comfortably as normal. Playing through the middle was a little bit tough. Ribeiro had to drop back in. How much does personnel influence the choices of the coach? Do you think that's something that he took into account?
Yeah, I think, it does play a role, but you also have to take into account the environment, right? So one, the thinking was, is it more important to play out from the back, or is it important to match the physicality of the strikers that Manyema had? And I think when the coach looked at that, he thought, okay, I need a bit of physicality, which Libusa gives you that, but he's not comfortable, right? If you look at the youngster Khoza, he's a good player, but still he's dominated in some matches physically. So I think the coach looked at that and was like, okay, let me go for a bit of physical, because we could have easily played Mudiba on the left maybe, but they decided to keep Lunga there. Also, I'm thinking for physicality. And also, you also have to take into account the temperature that side. So are you then going to persist on, do you want to play that brand of football where you play out from the back and you're being pressed countless of times and you have to compete for balls?
Yeah.
And so it's a decision that I think the coach made, and he went for better physicality than persisting on playing out from the back, which I think it helped because we handled the corner kicks quite well in the first half.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Let me go to the Paris panel. Thank you to everybody that joined the Mamelodi Sundowns panel. We started off with Mamelodi Sundowns versus Maniema Union. We are now moving towards, let me just get it right. We're moving to Orlando Pirates, who beat CR Belouizdad, completed the double. Let me not say beat. They completed the double on CR Belouizdad. And the stats are as follows. Orlando Pirates had 6 shots, 3 on target. Peluista had 6 shots themselves, 1 on target, and then Peluista had 41% of the possession versus Pirates' 59. Umfukeng was on the score sheet, so was Umbata, but CRP Peluista was able to get back a little bit later and put Pirates under a little pressure, but Pirates did see the game out. Let me bring in Usupa Wesfua. Super! Long time, long see, my brother.
Hey, Kehlelam Gunjane Lapo, greetings to you on the panel.
Hi, man, super.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Go on. There's the delay.
Yeah, I'm saying it's been a minute, man. But we festive, man. But we family time. But sis buile manch.
Family time or party time, Asazi, but it's okay. Super, tell me about this game. Orlando Pirates beating CR Peluista 2-1. How did you feel about it?
For me, it was a controlled performance. At no point did I feel like Pirates was under threat of losing or drawing that game. They were very level-headed. I'm very proud of the front three, more especially Unkota no Mufokeng. They are really maturing with each and every game, and they've shown that we can rely on them. Yeah, for the scoreline, I don't think it's a true reflection. That goal that they got, that was a lucky goal, man. I don't think we can really blame Musbisi for what happened there or Uchain. It was a lucky goal. They took a shot, deflection, back of the net. Job done, still no losses. I think the boys have performed better than what most of the PSL had thought they would.
So then tell me, Super, I want to ask you about Pirates' ruthlessness. You know, there was a point in that game where CR Peluista was attacking the Pirates and you got a lot of breakaways, man. Hoto was making great runs. Mahop, I think at that time he was on. He didn't take a certain shot. You were a little bit sloppy. How do you feel about that ruthlessness towards the end? Because in as much as we say CR Peluista was not in the game, they got an opportunity, I think it was late on, where it was the long ball to the side and the guy just hit it to the side by himself. That could have been a sloppy 2-2. How do you feel about Pirates' ruthlessness?
You know, Mr. OT, at the beginning of the season, you expect to see that vibrant play. You expect to see, you expect to see a slow start, but you expect to see vibrant play. But then as with these continental competitions, you get to the business end of things, things start to become more difficult. So the way they played against the PSL team, they could have ended up with a 4-0 scoreline.
Okay.
It's a learning curve to say what is enough in the PSL may not necessarily be enough at CAF. So I think they are learning as they go. I did mention that sometime last year or at the beginning of the season, Uti, Pirates not participating in CAF last year, it really hindered their progress for this season. Because if those boys had played last season, even if they got knocked out in the group stages, they would have come back a different beast. So they're learning at the same time, they're challenging. I don't have any complaints. I'm just interested to see how the management of the club is going to support Ribeiro with 1 or 2 signings, because I do feel that we do need to strengthen. But overall, I'm not unhappy. As long as they're grinding out the results, I'm really not happy. I don't expect them to be at full throttle at every game. Them being able to win ugly or economically makes me happy, because it means that if we're in a semi-final or in a final and we're 1-0 or 2-0 down, it doesn't mean it's the end. It means that they all know that they've got a gear that they can shift into, which is what you need to have continental and local success.
What has Jose done, just for this last minute, to give him credit? What has Jose done to find that extra gear this season? Because in as much as I myself have criticized and said a lot of things, Pirates keeps winning, Pirates keeps finding the results. What has changed with Orlando Pirates this season?
I think this season, the difference that I've seen with Jose is that this season it doesn't seem like he's taking any excuses from anyone. He wants results. He is purely results driven. He doesn't care who you are in the team. You have to deliver. Whether you are Mabasa, whether you are Mufokeng, if Mufokeng has 2 or 3 games off, he's going to go back to the bench. There's no one who's invincible in the team. And everyone knows what's expected of them. And by now, everyone knows that whether you get a full 90 minutes or you get 15 minutes, you get put on for a reason. So you need to perform to your best. So I think this season, the difference is that he's no longer taking excuses. He's no longer shielding the players as much as he was in the previous 2 years.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to bring in Ipileng. Ipileng, welcome to the show. How are you?
Are my brother Fede?
Man, Ipileng. Pirates 2-1 winners versus CR Louis that completed the double. How do you feel about that game?
First of all, I'm a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter, and also before that, I'm also a South African football supporter. You know, I'm very proud of what Paris did over the weekend. The performance that they gave, it's a clearly a Champions League performance. You need to survive. You need to survive when playing those games. And Paris showed the character. They're not here to add numbers, but they're here to really perform and show. But they're here to
So then, tell me a little bit about the game. Pirates, of course, played one that scored the 2-1. Do you think that a lot of people are saying that CR Louis that was bad? Do we not give Pirates enough credit for being a really good team this season? Was it anything they did to hold them back?
Yeah, man. I think you're right. You need to give them credit on the Pirates. You know, because of at the end of the day, it's 11v11. So they saw an opportunity and they took an opportunity. Look at how Mufokeng approached that ball, the first goal. Never even approached the ball, but he was anticipating what the goalkeeper was going to make a save and then pounce on the chance, you know. So look, man, take nothing away from Orlando Pirates, man. Solid performance, you win the quarterfinals, and yeah, man.
Okay. Where can this Pirates team go?
Final. Straight to the final, my brother. Mark my words, it's going to be an all South African final. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates, CAF Champions League. First leg, Orlando Stadium. Second leg, Clock. Loftus.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So then, how does the league performance, trophy performance, what does the full season look like for Pirates for you looking forward?
I'm not giving anybody a chance. League is mine. I love Pirates. They are my brothers, you know. We family, but I'll give you Nedbank if you want it. Yeah, but my brother, no. So, to be quite honest, I think Pirates they finally stepped up to that notion of they need to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. They need to come. They need to be the team just going to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns. And I think this season is that season for them, where they can really surprise everybody because of. They have the best starting 11 in my opinion. The players they deliver, you know. So yeah, man, I'm just waiting to see what's happening, what will happen.
No, Ipileng, thank you so much, guys. Can I just jump in and say, Kopali Tatting Scream, Tata Scream. Let's try to get to 65,000 likes. So please tap the screen. It is free there on the TikTok. Those watching on YouTube, guys. Super chat nyana, super thanks, super what YouTube. But also please subscribe if you have not subscribed on TikTok. If you have not followed, please follow. Every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. we will be here. Malume Kuzo.
Mr. OT, that's in the style.
Malume Kuzo.
Never nyasika, Mr. OT. And I'm being ready. Got to cool like 1 hour ago. It's baloi mar.
Oscar again now. Me I hope be sharp, man.
Hayi siyabonga Mr. Uthi mara khona le ngoma le emnandi. Khona eculayo Mr. Uthi le ethi if I had no more time. No more time left to be here. Would you cherish what we had? Was I everything that you were
You were
looking
looking
for?
for.
Ah, Mr. OT. Love me like you'll never see me again. Every time you take to the field, play like you'll never be here again. Maminyile, mabhizi will meet in the final. Ho 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 ho. Alishamkhize madoda ayisuka madoda. Mr. Uti. Maminyile labantu bangayizi ngathi they are cruising nicely Mr. Uti.
Yeah.
Proud of Orlando Pirates. Nami ngiyi-South African football follower. Proud of South Africa, Mr. Oti. I think Stellis deserves a mention, Mr. Oti. Shout out to Stellis, Mr. Oti, that they are cruising into the last 8 Kagwa. Like us, our number 2, we are cruising. We are waiting for number 1. Hopefully, number 1 will join us. You know, Mr. Uti.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be nice for them to come, but my best, Mr. Uti. They are one of us. They are brothers, as they are saying about Mr. Uti. But I'm happy, man, Mr. Uti. Kona le team le, and this is not to be misunderstood. I appreciate international players, but I also appreciate the fact that we're contributing to the pool of local players and giving them the exposure. I have nothing against international players. I appreciate them, but I'm glad Mr. Oti, which is Petit Stellies, that's giving local boys a chance to play these tournaments. And we also have Orlando Pirates contributing immensely. And we see it. We see the benefit through Sipo Chaine and Kanakemang Lengonyale.
Stage Stevens.
Stage Stevens being able to provide a backup to Ronan Williams, you know, Mr. Oti. And now, you know me and height. But anyway, Nalengwanyale Ofan Ryan is raising his hand, you know, to say, Nami, I can play right back on the continental front. And I think it also assists Hugo Bros to check some things that he's not certain about, you know. Abu Sesane kanjeni ukuthi can he really cope aerially in terms of continental football? Can he really adapt? Is he the player you're looking for? And understanding, you know me and my position on him, but he's proving what he can, Mr. Uti. And another player who deserves a shout out. I've been over the past 2 weeks, I think. CBC, Mr. Uti. He was sekayalidlala Mr. Uti. Usibisi sekangena kuma-pockets. Akasashayi Mr. Uti. Uthatha ibhola angene kuma-pockets aphakamisa ikhanda athi head up. Ngathi ke Sibisi yo. Hey, Sibisi yabalanda. Sibisi amathela ushamatha amayimuva. Ngathi Sibisi bafethu uwe nobhodlela. Akusaso ubhodlela sekawumshini Mr. Uti. Ashelela uSibisi. He's spraying the passes Mr. Uti. He's dribbling attackers, you know Mr. Uti. He's making crucial tackles. Ilo Sibisi lo sambona ku Golden Arrows Mr. Uti. This is what we signed Mr. Uti. And you know what? For everyone, Mr. Uti, like, you know, sometimes I look at these things. Even Rashford, Vinicius Jr. Well, Rashford, he'll write a story again. Even people like Vinicius Jr. I look at these people, Mr. Uti, and I'm like, it's a lifeline for everyone, which you can flop and still come back. You know, sometimes we think when you flopped, you can't come back. But the likes of Vinicius, Mr. Uti, at some point, sorry to go on to international platforms, but I mean international football. But at some point, who kind of came back this Palando winner?
Rodri.
No. Benzema.
Okay.
Said parsley out. He's playing against us, you know. But and became a pillar of strength for Benzema, you know. So when I look at Usibisi, Mr. Uti, at some point, I was starting to doubt Ipolele to say, Ipolele Mara, I'll go as no Ipolele Shanji, I'll samaki knock. But now, Mr. Uti, Ipolele Shedela Lape mover, he's doing the job, he's wearing the captain's arm belt, and it seems like it fits that hand, that arm, Mr. The bicep. And so, man, not much man. I didn't watch the game, I saw the goal, but the highlights I can see with now the outcome, even though you korile man. Someone man. You know, ukol keep umnandi yaldala. The 2 center backs bamnandi bayaldala. We need someone to now take over from us, our centre backs. It can't be that our centre backs are more comfortable than our two CMs. Logically, it does make sense because there's no one coming from behind your centre back, so he knows there's no one. He can relax. But A16, there's traffic from all directions. But A16, Mr. Uchi, even when they drop into centre back, bayapanika man, and banokushaya past Mr. OT bathene uthi lo muntu uzokhipha into enhle ayishaye straight ku-opponent uthi amakamfana angeke buyiwani wabheka wasize washaya opponent ngebhola come on gents. So I would love for us to improve lapha esiswini. I saw umakhehleni Makhaula. Yes, Mr. OT.
No, get it for the last. You've got like a couple of seconds left. Tell me about Khanyisa Mayo. I just want to touch on another South African player that might be doing well.
Umbonile ngathi uyafletha ne-Pirates.
Na ngibona isihanyata man. Ngibona isihanyata man.
No. He's never been a lean player. He's always been regular, Mr. Uti. I didn't watch him much. All I saw was a good first touch. But one thing that I see in his game, Mr. Uti, you know when Hugo Bros criticized Umari, he complained about his absence from the game, that he goes missing in action, you know. But ever since he went to Pelauzi, that he stays in the game for the 90. He might not be doing it correctly. He might be running around the pitch, but he's trying to answer that critique from Hugo Bros to say you go missing. Right now, he stays in the game for the 90. And ngiyayibona ingonyela ethu Khanyisa Mayo ufuna ku-Chiefs. Simshayile izandla sithe Mayo. Ngabona afuna ukukhala. Come on, Every time you hold me like this is the last time. Thank you, Mr. OT.
Let me bring in Coach. Welcome back again, Coach. Pirates, CRB, what did you see from that game?
Malume Khutso is making valid points. Wow, Pela, everything. Maronkana koyaka.
I get a hope, don't worry.
No, but that was great. Like I think he said so many good points in his analysis of the game. I think for me, from a coaching perspective, I think Pirates just needs to work more on their build-up because every time I've watched them play, they struggle when they are pressed with a flat 4-4-2. Yeah, but I think they break any press easily, whether you come with a diamond 4-4-2, whether you come with a 4-4-1-1, or you come with a 4-3-3, they'll break any press. But if like even against Cape Town City, once Cape Town City went to a 4-4-2, they struggled.
Yeah.
And I think the solution to that could be in the restart. There's a difference between a restart and a build-up. In the restart, if China has the ball, in their restarts, I think they should invert one fullback. So that creates an entire passing lane on the outside. So because there's three ways to break a press. You can either play through the press, over the press, or around the press. So I think they can go around the press because around the press, you don't have to take the ball in the air if that's not what they want to do. And then Pirates is a very stable team, OT, very stable. And Pirates, along with their supporters, I think they know how to play Champions League football in any big game. Because their supporters, even if during the match there's bad patches in that drum never stops beating. I was at the stadium, fortunate enough to watch the game, and it was a good game. They forced Belouish Dad to 5 at the back. That number 7 guy who was a right winger. I think the coaches knew that they can't live really on a 1v1 basis with their fullback. So every time it created some. The Italians call it a catenaccio, whereby you double up on every winger on the sides. So you drop your wingers extremely to join the last line of defense. well, not the goalkeeper, but the defense line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And enjoying this. So I think that was good. And then
would you
Pirates
say
also-
before you move on from that point, would you say that maybe that hurt Belouizdad, because in the first game they looked great when they were crossing, but if now you are going into the Catenaccio, you're bringing your wingers back, you don't get as much forward play, if I can put it like that, especially from the wing side. Did that hurt them a little bit?
Of course. So I think Belouizdad came with the mentality of no, let's hold them. And then maybe in the last dying hours of the game, last 15 minutes, we can actually exert the pressure on them. But it did hurt them because now they had no outlet. Every time they won the ball, they give it to a Pirates player. So, but let's give credit to Pirates for being a team that is feared. That you can't just come here to South Africa and do as you please. You're going to sit back there and we're going to come to you. The only time you'll get an opportunity is through a counter-attack. So I think game periodization as well. I think Pirates plays the game knowing that there's a previous person from the panel that said that team didn't look dangerous at all. He was right. The only chance they got is the one that you spoke about, whereby it was a cross, then the guy, I don't know how he missed that target from there. But it was it was that chance, and then the deflection is unfortunate. You really can't. It's I feel sorry for Sipho because 2 games in a row he's been scored by a deflection. Those are 2 clean sheets for him that he could brag about. And then Mbata. I wish I can get Mbata 1-on-1 and tell him, boy, we are lazy baller. But it's like you have imposter syndrome. I don't believe with the Pirates. It's like he doesn't believe. Some of his performances is like he's wearing this jersey and he's representing this big institution. But I think he should realize that and realize his potential. And charity begins at home. If he can't believe in himself, how will we believe in him as the South African public? Besides the Pirate supporters. But last point. You know why I'm proud of Pirates? I'm also a South African football supporter. Pirates is playing the Champions League with 1 foreign player in the first 11. That is a huge credit to these South African boys. If you take out Dion there, you can put Paseka Marco, and maybe he's defensively he can give you a little bit grayish nyana khanye fela compared to Hoto, but he would get in there and do the job as well. So I think give credit to Coach Jose Rivero, even his substitute this guy, the centre back, when he came on Kitapel. He saw that Belouizdad was playing long balls, spotting Koki. Koki won 3 balls in a row aerially. So top substitution from the coach when he took out CBC.
Very quickly. Can you also touch on not only South African players, but if you think about Nkota, if you think about Mfukeng, if you think about Utalente Mbata himself, if you think about Kemang Sesane, he's also doing it with players that, a lot of coaches would say would not be ready. Are not ready in other people's eyes, or would not get this chance.
You know with coaching, OT, I'm sorry if there's any women here, but you need balls. The only thing that will protect you as a coach is your knowledge, is your bravery, and it's your man management skills. The rest is not up to you. But the rest is not really not up to you. So Jose has shown a confidence in these boys, and to be honest, these boys are also coming into a moving machine, so it's easier for them to adapt. So this machine has been moving, so it's easier for Bosesane to come in and play with Nda, and he shares. Nda helps him along when Nda gets injured. CBC comes in. Now Sesane is a seasoned professional. And then Nkota, it's easy for him to go to Cape Town, not put up a good performance, but they'll say in the next game, no, go again, boy. Let's see what you can give us. So credit to Coach Jose.
No, Coach, thank you so much, Coach. Guys, after Ovelile, we're going into Kaizer Chiefs versus Golden Arrows. Don't worry, guys, I'll give you your time, Velile. I'll give you your time. But we're going to go into Kaizer Chiefs. So please, if you want to speak Kaizer Chiefs, Can you please request now? Then at the end, I'll give my thoughts after the panel. Then I'll allow everybody to come in and just give me a minute. Everybody will be able to request, give me a minute. Whatever match you want to speak about, we'll speak about it. Mtagaba, Veli.
Greetings from the top of Group C in the CAF Champions League.
Alala, spillion who?
Spillion where? Yeah? Where must we get the spillion? If we are not playing there, how must we get the spillion? Well, this is how you get the spillion, Imus.
Yeah.
Yeah? And at least we are getting the good spillion of playing, not of meaning. Yeah? Nice spillion to have, yeah?
Mtakababa, uthini nge-Afrika man, uthini nge-Afrika? Bebanbuza ama-question ngayo. Ngathi you are answering.
I just love nje ukuthi ilokhunjana le ama-goals we-Champions League ayashintsha man.
Yeah.
The first time we were like, hey, group stage, that's where the CAF Champions League starts. Seyishintshile ama-goal post. Wena seyiqala kuphi CAF? Uyizwile seyiqala kuphi? Seyiqala ku-knockout.
Yeah, super.
Zothi badlula lapho isazoshintsha futhi iyoqala kuthi hayi iqala kuma-semi-final.
Iqala ku-second half of the final. Awazi kanti.
Hayi kumnandi eSouth Africa. But hayi abafowethu siyabathanda kodwa makasikhuluma iqiniso nje bayazi nabo. That's why I was saying a group there's a new breed of Sundowns supporters. Lawe esiwaziyo ama-supporter azi kahle ukuthi le bhola abadlalayo lamagame abadlalayo hayi akusilo.
Yeah.
Hayi akusilo. Now they know. Abasabukeli kamnandi ibhola masi babukela abahleli ngesinqe esisodwa esitulweni abo-agent. They know. Bayazazi badlala kanjani. Bayazama bakhuluma isilungu lana bayibeke. Yeah, whatsoever. This is Champions League. How do but they know how they play. Masanda one, you know how do you play soccer, man. Ninga business into engekho la.
Yeah.
Sanqane hawo, sanithanda bafowethu. Ngingasayimoshi kakhulu. Ngayimoshi kakhulu ngePirates. We are happy we've qualified.
Yeah.
Hopefully uRiverbos ngiyamaza ngafuna ukuya ngale scheme vele afuna uqeda number 1. Of which it will be a good thing because we'll play against number 2, maybe group A. So, yeah, but I would have loved to see other players getting a chance.
Okay.
If Nakona Angabanje just, and they gave just to give them, to check them in a competitive football, especially away match, and see ukuthi bazodlala kanjani. So, yeah, ngifisa logo nje but to be on a critical side, you know ukuthi mina nokukhala kakhulu with ama-sub kakhudlwa
khona le substitution yakho utshintsha ama-player mari substitution yakho mangiyibona nje.
No. I some people they just misquoted me yesterday when I said I just felt and I've said them when ngiyazi ukuthi isikhathi ucoach is either isikhathi the timing or the substitution yakhona wrong, but at least uzamile. But I'm still critical of the substitution ayenzile sasuka siqeda ukukora in the 63rd minute.
Yep.
That was too early to make those two sub and move Uhoto on the other side. I still believe that after that second goal, the momentum should have just carried Uhoto because he was coming all right on the left hand side, and that side was functioning before they moved him into that other side on the right wing. I replaced Unkot. I felt he still needed time on his position coming from the left back. Because he was buzzing, man. He was buzzing. So, but yeah, angeke simhlabe kakhulu swinile since qualifying. But also Nakona just need to fix the issue of that. There's this thing with that opponent's players all lega around just after our 18 areas when we defend or when we are defending the set pieces or when we're under pressure. Because if you look at it, in most cases, since this season started, we've considered 4 goals in that similar way. The first goal, and Uzubona, they mostly 3 of them they did the same thing, were the deflections, except the one guy Andy child. The first one was the one against Cape Town City, we on the MTN 8. The second one was against Chichipa Andile Jali. He was just lingering alone and he could be able to take a shot. The third one is the against Cape Town City, that last one, Gulik, that shot, the Ulo Kunjan, who's that guy? Gonzalez. He was just alone when he take that shot foot nakon. Even the last one, Saturday. Do you see that guy was just alone when he take that shot there and resulted to a deflection again and to a goal score? If they can fix that and just always having someone there to mark that loose ball, to prevent it from taking that shot, so maybe at least clean sheet man. But we welcome the shifting of the goalpost of the CAF Champions League into the knockout stages. We will grab it with both hands, and there's
Osana 410 Alicia Keys. No, Tagamama, it's you keep it. All I want to say is Spillion who? Spillion who?
I say Spillion is how, but what happened, Spillion? Spillion, where are you?
No, thank
you. Oh.
No, thank you, Tagamama. Guys, we're gonna move into the Chiefs section. Please, only request if you want to speak Chiefs. What I'm going to do is that I'll give everybody time at the end of it. I'm sorry if I'm jumping around. Please let me know, guys, if not only have I frozen, you can't hear me. Please just let me know. But we are moving into Chiefs now. I am so sorry, guys. It seems like I've frozen on TikTok. But if you can hear me, we're going to soldier on. I think it knows, guys. I think it knows that I'm moving into a very touchy subject right now. Apologies again for the freezing, but we'll get it back. Okay. Chiefs. We're going into Chiefs now. Oh, we started with Sundowns. Kaizer Chiefs played a game versus Golden Arrows, a Golden Arrows team that is coached by coach Kagiso Dikgashui and Musa Bilankulu. Those are the two coaches that have come in after a couple of weeks. Coach Kenyeza was moved on. Apologies for that. They played in the game. The stats are as follows. Chiefs had 13 shots. 13 shots and only one on target. Only one was on target. And then, of course, Golden Arrows had 14 shots and 4 on target. Chiefs at 63% of the possession versus Arrows at 37%. But here's the funny part. There was only one big chance created by each team, which just shows you what a PSL team can be. But let's go into Kaizer Chiefs. So I'm going to open up and I'm going to let in some people to speak about Kaizer Chiefs. Let's see who's here. Apologies, guys, for being frozen. I don't know what's happening. But as long as you can hear me, get sharp. I was just making sure. Add to me. I'm not putting you in. Aye. Guys, there's going to be time after, even if it's just 15 minutes. There's going to be some time where we're going to be able to speak freely. I'll let everybody come in and give me a minute. But for now, man, guys, can I let the fans in so that they can have their chats and then we can go from there? If you have not followed, please follow. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. If you miss any of the shows, guys, as you can see, these shows are fun. We have a lot of fun here. If you miss any of the shows, they are available in full on YouTube. My YouTube is Overthinking Football Show. I also drop my content there. So if you want to know at any time what I'm thinking about certain things, you will know because I drop my content there. Apologies again for jumping, but I'm sure you guys can hear me. Please let me know if ever you can't hear me. Let me bring in Naki Hutsebaka Hosi Barongwa.
Hey, OT. Ay. Hey, OT. Hello.
Siyazwakala mfethu lapha kwipanel lapha ngezansi. Ngiyasiva kwipanel u-OT usajem.
Okay, yeah, khona nami ngirecover signal kwamanje like.
Niyasiva? Oh, abasiva. Qhubeka mfethu. Qhubeka. Abasiva. Nangu uthi
Sengbuile. Barongo, take it away. What did you feel about game yarona League Golden Arrows?
Uthi, greetings to all the people balor like bamo paneling and the lemo comment section bafowethu. It's a tough one, Uthi.
It's a tough one.
Wazi yeah, but ikhosi aliphela amandla mara umoya sewuyaphela manje me Uthi. Honestly speaking. Uthi ekutlwa obala di stats tsa Kaizer Chiefs the shot on target. I mean, it's for the first time this season. Ke bona Kaizer Chiefs ele below their opponents when it comes to the shot on targets, you understand? Because they've always dominated the stats, but the goal gets on the hana. At least this time the like Eros ibile ahead ka +1 shot on target. Mara OT, I believe with the current coach, the guy now I believe hore Chiefs. I at all. We are busy saying like Nabi is cooking. That guy, I don't think he's coaching the team. He's just training the team for each and every match, or like at least the honorary fixture. Understand? You can even see his body language, like how I'm good standing. I mean, if you are coaching OT, you have to correct certain errors like within the ground. But that guy, like, that wow moment or no, at least more 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't think that guy is coaching Kaizer Chiefs currently. They're just training them or no. Just finish up the fixture and the return ball. And then one thing like
before you move on, do you think that maybe it's that he thinks that he's got enough time, so he thinks that man Ota face a season now honor assign the players then he'll start playing? Do you think that maybe there's a bit of that attitude, Coach Chiefs?
With Kaizer Chiefs, don't guarantee yourself a time as a coach unless if you are a player. Understand? And then one thing happen, he has to realize Horing. Chiefs are in a budget for no go and sign maybe more than 10 players like a wish list there how. You understand? They'll only bring in maybe 2, 3, 4. If not 5, it will be maximum. If it will be bonus and blind. You understand? So right now is to work with what he has within the team. I mean, OT, I was watching Kaizer Chiefs playing. There's one player like he really impressed and then Kai puts why Nabi as a building around that player. OT, Hoga level la Ox. Ox is more matured like Ofetabo, the player he understands the assignment like weightlets within Mpa Ela. Understand?
Yeah.
Otala a simple football. A simple football. Otala space more abonangor no honele patla ya opponent or like mhlomong e ka re go batsa mona. And then otala that space win a ball or pass a ball. Gore level la that ball I feeling vilakazi and then vilakazi I fa I guess what vilakazi I feeling Chifava Viro last minute. I mess that ball. Gore a simple touch. Win the ball and then a scoop a ball. I find that player. That player I find Chifava Viro only for him to miss into it. But he understands the assignment they look like weightlets. And then I'm asking myself, how many players they look like they understand into like Chiefs currently? I mean, we're struggling. At a certain point, we need players to really the individual brilliant, but as in Bonang. Hence, we understand like culture. Not personally, I feel like Nabi, he's not coaching those guys. He's just training them. You understand? And then like we as Kaizer Chiefs supporters team indirectly OT we are all over social media. You understand? And then it's very rare more like Chiefs supporters positive we are always bashing our players. Right now we let go of a coach like Tshwane. That guy was creating something like Motimi. You understand? And then whereas we were close, and then Tshwane now we are 15 step back, because like in 2 Chiefs, no, I understand the OT. You are winning, next game or drawer, next game like a game or winner, and then Rebale hope, and then it's back to square one. There's no direction, honestly. You once said something. I could sort of nail like a game ya Sundowns or ya Super Sports. I think it was ya Sundowns with 0-8. Or lose, but at least Rabona like you are trying something. You understand? Rabona or no combination eating, but if you are losing without direction, OT, what does that mean to even like to us as supporters?
For time, Baronga, for time, I'm going to jump in just to give a chance to Prati. Mara, on the days when it's not a review show, I've got some things that I'd love to ask you. Mara, Prati.
OT ojwang.
Prati, kya fana man, intlizio man retaring Prati.
Intlizio ma kadong piano ibio isinglibe se ka di tsa maabane thori ke re ke go palama taxi ke re ke a Spain ga ke tsena mo taxi motho wa opela ka morago ga ka re ka songo we ya re ke ipotsa re ka songo ke ma ya re ya ke botsa re ka songo ba re ka songo ke team yo a pere skipa sa yone seo ka utlwa botlhoko tota
o file ka skipa sa Chiefs ka Monday re dile Prati
sile ka skipa sa Chiefs bra o thi ke re ke no se apara fela ke re gone ke lela le bone mare gone yano wa ibrauti re ke tla etsa jwang brauti go bua nnete nna go go Chiefs gore mo bathateng man and na ke believe in taba ya building na ke believe gore Chiefs buildilwe ka 1970 nako e ne tlhomiwa ke a Chiefs ni building no ya bona bo Barcelona gona le mo ba tle ba lose bo 8-2 ba sokola mare ba ile ba boela mo gaming fast ba recover fast ba boela mo gaming ba helletsa ba reka di player how build must build with o rekile di player according to the system e coach I ba palang but no yana go bona bojwane ba tsene ba tsamaile re ntse re bua le go building coaching building
ra chinchifana building cooking
building coach ro pela pineo nna ke la pile ke pineo Chiefs even ba le serious tshwanetse at least ba tlise a le gore bogolo bothata ke di-player ba tlise di-player tse le gore di-fita system ya coach if ke tswane ka ba mmaketse di-player tse le gore di-fita system ya gago ga e fetse re tlise jaanong no yana go tlisitswe nabi o fitlhetse di-player go bua building coaching building ya re tlang ta bontse re bua building bo Pirates bone ba re sia ka di-cup brauti tabe ya Chiefs you are going nowhere ha re ka tsamaya ka mentality wa building coaching a re gope brauti
le hona jwanong Prati ke re 13 tsa January 2 weeks kaofela ra inquire
nagana ntse re nagana 2 weeks ke 13 ra inquire go thatalana go signa player bona Sundowns ga utlwa go tekare ba batla go signa Adams mara ha re itse a ke re tla utlwa ke ditaba tse re di hetanyala re kopana le tsone mo social media no ya but Chiefs bona ba robetse go kana ra sokola re phela re le ka bo marete re lela ka bo Mothetho even though Mothetho go ene tene mo le mo re tla bona wa tsamanyana but for Chiefs gore ra re sa le kgakala brauti ene re ka tswela ka mentality of building coaching a re go pe brauti re ke go build until bo Pirates ba win the Champions League bona bo Pirates ba win ba go di quarter final tsa di CAF Champions League rona ntse re palelwa ke position number 5 brauti and le di coach go change coach go ka se re thusa go confuse le di player ha ka change coach season e tla ra go disa coach e nngwe gona le di player tsone tse ba go letsa confuse o lo go tshameka bolo e ritsenyo o tshameka bolo ya rutwane o tshameka go Chiefs at least ga ke gane Nabi is a good coach o achievile sa se achievile but I don't think for system Chiefs defense Chiefs di batlang a tshameke
jale Prati kopa go botsa ka minute e setseng ke Nabi o tshwantse a kgetheng style of play or ke team tshwantse kgethe style of play ka bane ha ka kgetha style of play Nabi re mo rekele di player ha tsamaya go tlo fitla o mong a re di player tse ha di batle
utlwa ke yone ntho e ke buang ka yone ke re Chiefs e tshwanetse ne le first ba discuss system e ba batlang team e tshameke ka teng e nne yone e tlhophang system ya Chiefs after mo ha o setse go na le system e be le gone ba go batlang coach yo tshamekang system eo e re batlang e tshameke e seng just because na wina bolo ka na wina le win le ki maybe ka di cross ko leking e nngwe tshwanetse re go motsa because o win di trophy tse di kae just hype ntho yo a ka se re berekele bro tshwanetse re latele coach according to the system e re batlang team e tshameka ka yone.
Okay Prati ereki fonako Prati fonako ereki kenye ereki tlise ongama Ita ongama, are you with me?
Sure bro uthi
there we go.
Yanetha kule ndawo nguwe uthi hey
ungawari yanetha nase natural netha everything uyibone njani ke
siluzile but wena uthi yes yazwakala when I would see, I'm looking at the factors that are affecting our team constantly in our game. There is a factor that is affecting. About injuries when I would see there's affect. The reason why project here too is beyond jeopardy is that we are building with players. Some of them getting injured. Like Umdul I don't know whether on a hamstring or kula game layer. Maybe he had a hamstring. So if they player ebe squares build around you. So since the round was the injuries ezininzi, that's why progress within yethu ingekho. Kubese kube le problem fullbacks. Fullbacks zethu sasidinga fullbacks that are defensively minded and offensively minded that can cover a distance. And now with Kaizer Chiefs, there is only one fullback that I can say iyayizama lona senguBlom. Ufrosla sometimes he get lost to the game from couple of times. He get lost ulendoka Ufrosla he get lost akhothwe siconcede goal. Unlike lama goal siwaconcede lebe kusetyenziswa icala lakhe because he doesn't track back when it's supposed to come back. Then sibuye kwicala uCross is too slow to make recoveries. So these are the one things that I observed into our team. We need players that can be offensively minded and also defensively minded. Uma singakwazi ukuyisolva loo nto othi sizoba ngcono sibese size kwi-midfielder. Umthethwa noMarti, they are not comfortable. I know we love our players, but I analyze the players based on their performances. I don't know how many back passes did Umthethwa did into that game, and Nomarti did into that game, and some of the back passes caught us in some of the situation. We almost conceded the goals. So we still need the players as comfortable and out as well as control the game. And I wanted to observe each situation Matlo because I came up here last week and say I want to observe Umatlo. I don't think Umatlo is that type of player that can control us in game. I observed that if singadlala ngoMatlo kanye noNgcobo, we will lose it defensively minded. If Umthetho was defender yedwa, he will be overwhelmed by opposition because there's no one will help him in terms of his defense. So we still need to go into the market now to Sifumani central midfielder that is workaholic in the midfielder. At the same time, while he's workaholic, he must be offensively minded. So we still need to fix that situation. Then Sifumani number 10. I don't know situation kamntu uba ngubani ongafika sincede ngokumntu xa ngathiwa ulimele yabo. So still siya kwelo situation kwi-position ezininzi siyalekhisha because of the player personnel yabo. We can blame ucoach as much as possible, but when I see the players at his disposal, you can say when you check squad, they say squad audit. When you check the squad audit at this current moment, and check the players that are available for the game of Sekhukhune, players that are injured. You can determine now as an individual and say, what can I do as a coach when I have those players at my disposal? How can I win the game with those players at my disposal? So I look at those factors and determine everything that is happening into our village and look at how we can perform as a team. These are the factors that are contributing in how we deliver results. That's my perception when I would in how we perform and in the situation of Matlo. I've checked him various times. He can't help us in terms of tracking back. He will start maybe in the game of Sekhukhune, but in terms of tracking back and making sure he balances the game, I don't think he will help us in that way. But offensively, he will help us. Thank you, Oti.
Just for time, I know there's a bit of a delay there. There's a little bit of a delay there, so I just had to signal, guys. Let me go to Vusi. Vusi, welcome to the show.
Hey, Oti, kunjani man?
Ah man, ngimnandi ngiyanyekela thule ukuthi nibhodle ngikhiphe man. But anyway, tell me how you feeling, Vusi, about this game we played versus Arrows.
Mina Oti mina I don't like to point fingers. Today ngizoba controversial. I don't care who says what.
Yeah,
you know what, the Kaizer Chiefs fans, Oti. I don't know. I don't know what do we want. That's why our team won't come right.
Yeah.
Go to Sundowns. When Sundowns is not playing well, you'll never hear Sundowns pointing fingers. Sundowns will tell you our team is not playing well. That's all. When our team is when we win, we are the first ones to say, yeah, we want Real Madrid, we want that one and that one. Let the team lose. We are someone just said now Atazwane was coming right. He's the cause of the problem because he promised the management that he's going to use he's going to promote the youngsters. They mustn't worry about the buying players. He got rid of Matoho. He got rid of Nukovic, a guy who was scoring goals for us. Now we come here and say Atazwane was on track. Which track? That's Kaizer Chiefs. That's not a small team. That's the big brand that you're talking about. Telling us about Atazwane. Go and let Atazwane go and coach your team.
Yeah.
If you want to Atazwane in your team, now he's telling us that we build a team around Mtetwa. Someone will come and tell you Mtetwa is not the right player for Kaizer Chiefs. So what must the coach do? You tell us that the coach is standing there, no one is coaching the team. Must the coach go in and score that chance that Chivaviro got?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't faulter the coach there. Mdu was 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and there was Vilakazi on the left-hand side. Pass the ball, let Vilakazi score, or round the keeper. He's way out of the box. Round him, he fouls you, is a red card. He's out of the box. But we don't do that. Now the coach must go in because he's the coach. He must go in and do that. No. Guys, Stuart Baxter once said, Kaizer Chiefs fans don't know football. Now I believe some of our fans don't know football. They just want Kaizer Chiefs to get results. How? They don't care. They just want Kaizer Chiefs to win trophies. How? They don't care. You look at the team. If you played football, OT, you look at the team, you see the team is struggling. And the guy is trying by all means to get the team there. You build around the team. I will always go back to the team that lost 2-1 to Sundowns. That team gave everyone confidence. If you didn't get confidence in that team, you'll be lying. But what happened next? We lost Castillo. Now, what must the coach do when you keep on losing players like that? The players that you want to build the team around. What is happening with Sirino now? We don't know.
But can I ask? Can I ask, Vusi? Can I ask?
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the Golden Arrows, 3 weeks ago they were being coached by Kenyeza. It wasn't going well. Musa Bilankulu and Kashuti Khashwe have stepped in, and they've stabilized to a degree. Then they've come and beat us, for example. What are those other teams doing different to what Kaizer Chiefs is doing? Because ngiyababona abo Sundowns nabo Pirates masibayekeleni lapho. But the teams that are around us, what are they doing? How are they coming up with the plans? You know, with the players that they have, what's different?
It shows, OT, Yazin, it shows good Lama team. the coaches, you can say Musa Pulankulu, they plan, they don't, man. They just put the team there, go and play. It's Kaizer Chiefs. You know you have to perform. Bring any team when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs. You don't have to motivate players. Coaches, they will tell you, I don't have to motivate. Even Steve Barker himself will tell you, I don't have to motivate my players. It's Kaizer Chiefs. Just tell the team, go out there and express yourself. You'll beat them. I don't remember Arrows threatening us, but it's that mistake. And also, if we can get I always say a right goalkeeper. A goalkeeper is costing our defense. You don't, as a goalkeeper, you need to. Itumelo Nkune will tell you there's a man there, who's marking that guy. Then the defender goes there. Everyone was running to the right-hand side while there's a guy who's standing on the left-hand side alone. And he still instead of him saving the ball, that ball wasn't supposed to be a goal. He was supposed to save, as a goalkeeper, he was supposed to save that. Any day, give that to Williams, he will save it. Give it to Sipo China, he will save it. And we say, they are good, but we say, what about Vuma? Vuma, Peterson, they got their chances. Even when Itumelo Nkune was still there, they all this time, Slogusia failure, they've been there. I think it's time for us to get a right goalkeeper.
Okay.
We need a right goalkeeper in order for us to get the right defense. We will never have the right defense. We'll keep on bringing quality.
For time, I'm going to jump in. Okay. I'm just looking at the time, guys. What I'm going to do is, let me give you 2 minutes. I'm also going to jump in, but then I'm going to let everybody hear. So let me just make a note. Everybody here come in, and you can have 2 minutes to speak about whatever you want to speak about, or a minute to speak about whatever you want to speak about, and we can go from there. So here's my thing, guys. Chiefs. Okay. Can I just say, I hear everything everybody's saying about the fans, about the players, about the coach, about this, about that, about that. I'm just at the point where I just want to plan. I feel like the things we are saying, we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. You could take a lot of the recordings from previous episodes and play them verbatim here, and they would fit. I just want to plan. I just want them to come out, and can we stop crying about the weaknesses of the players and the strengths of other people, and just look at our team and say, okay, what can we fix? The defensive thing that Ubusi just spoke about, where our team does this every time the ball goes. Guys, is there no analysis that happens at Kaizer Chiefs to tell players that, guys, don't chase the ball. Stay in your positions. Every team now knows where you attack the left-hand side. The left-hand side of the Kaizer Chiefs, you go and hit the left-hand side, you're going to get something. Do you know why? It's because the left back is told to go up. There's a space. When there's a space and the ball is played there, everybody moves to the side. Now, this game, I'm not going to say me that these players, that the defense did badly. I think they did okay. I don't think they were as bad before. But guys, here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is that Chiefs have scored the third most goals in the league. Second, because the top two is Mamelodi Sundowns and Paris, 22 goals. We've got 16. The next best team has got 12. But the problem is also that we've got 16 goals that we've conceded. 16, 1-6. We've conceded in every game bar one this season. No other team has that record. We are only second best. Now, let me only second worst in terms of conceded goals. Only because Barumo Gallants conceded 8 versus Pirates. If it wasn't for that 8, it looks like a different thing. We've got the third best attack and the worst or the second worst defense. I hear you guys. I see in the comments people are telling me that no, professional players should be aware. I'm past the point where I'm giving these guys benefit of the doubt. I'm past the point. Now, the reason why I'm looking at the coach, is very simple. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, Mara coach, uyababona labantu. They're making the same mistake every week. They're doing the same things every week. But what happens at practice, guys? I've never played professional football at a high level. I've never played professional football. I'm not going to lie to you. But when I played football, under 17 at Tema, when I had a bad game on Sunday, my coach would sit me down on Monday and say, Tepo, you did this, you did that, you did that. Can we work on this and work on that and work on that? Because what's worrying me about the Kaizer Chiefs is that we're seeing the same thing every week. It's up and down. It's guys, we're not training to go play teams. We're just going with the same style of play, same style of this. And you know what? There's going to be teams that we're going to meet in the season that it just so happens that the tactic works versus those teams. It just so happens. It's not because we planned for them. Guys, golden arrows in that game, for as much as Nabo, I mean, it was 14 shots, 4 on target. For as much as the golden arrows also came into that game and we are speaking about how they weren't in it and all of that stuff, golden arrows came in and they said, we're going to go to the wings. How many teams have we played today, I mean, this season, the last few games, that have come into the game and you can tell that during the week they were told, go to the wings. Attack the left back, more specifically. So that means even on that place, in those teams that we look down upon, those guys now even know. And those guys by Chima Lento Bayenza. That's why I'm looking at the coach. I'm not looking at the coach because it's time to fire coach. I'm looking at the coach because I'm saying, Mara Coach Nabi, every week we're doing the same thing. Almost the carbon copy of the exact same thing every week. Can you at least make new mistakes? Can you at least force the players then and say, you know what, ne? You're going to play left back. I need you to sit back. Don't go up. And if they don't do those things, take them out. Last week, we were all clapping when Cross got taken out. But there's players at Chiefs who are stealing a living every day. On the pitch. Who's punishing Mart for bad performances? No one. Why would Mart improve? Umtetwa. Do you know why Umtetwa's doing well right now? Umtetwa's gone. Umtetwa was out of the team for a while. Remember, he was out of the team for a while. He came back and he's earning his place. So I think for me, I just want a plan. I think at this point, we've seen a lot of games now. And we know the players, we know their weaknesses. Half of the people who are watching this, you can all tell me exactly what's wrong with Kaizer Chiefs. So now I want the people that take a bag and get in their car and go work at Kaizer Chiefs for 8 hours to go and work. Forget about signings. Forget about different guys who are coming in. Forget about inquiries. Forget about Fiston Mayele. Forget about that other guy. I'm forgetting his name, the midfielder. Forget about Opolis. Forget about all of that stuff. Just go at Jimmy and be honest. This is what I have. This is all I need to do. Think about all of the... We watched the Sundowns game the other day. There was a Sundowns game we watched where Reina scored 1 goal and he got 6 chances. He messed up 6 chances. But they kept doing the same thing because they realized that Reina's plays a certain way. So we need to play the ball a certain way. We can wish for him to be somebody else. We can wish for him to be, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo. We can wish for him to be Prime Besuma. We can wish for him to be any of those players. Mara, this is the player we have. Okay, Ranga missed 1 shot. Cool. Now we have to be honest and say, guys, we're going to take 4. It's going to take 4 shots to get 1 goal. Let's do everything in our power to engineer the 4 shots. That's all. That's why I need to mean I'm tired of the excuses. I feel like these are all excuses. And I feel like as I close off, I feel like what's happening against the Chiefs is that everything that needs to change is outside of us. The players must change. What about the guys? Then they go and they sign players. Players are inside. Hi, the players must change. What quality are you going to go fetch? What quality? What other quality are you going to go fetch? People who are bafana defenders are there. People who played in Africa are there. Abo Blom played in the States. Abo Mtetwa were important players at Stellenbosch. Abo Dupreez were important players at Stellenbosch. Ranga scored 17 goals. Whether you want to believe it, or whatever, he scored 17 goals before he came to Kaizer Chiefs. Tshwane was one of the hottest wingers in the league. Modi. When we took them Royal AM and there was the Golden Arrows. Was it Golden Arrows? Anyway. Every day we're going to go fetch. Hey, Rizolat, everything is outside. Instead of just, can we at some point just be honest with ourselves? Guys, Chiefs is not a top tier team. Chiefs is at a place where they need to grind right now. Results need to be grinded. You are a mid-table team that is fighting. Golden Arrows just jumped us. Coach Nebi came out and he said, no, you know, King, he came out and he spoke about how he could play mid-block and go win games. But he doesn't want to play mid-block and go win games because you must play attractive football. And I'm like, Mara, Coach Nebi, just go win the games. And then when you are fourth or third or whatever at the end of the season, having grinded, go and sign all of your players and have the preseasons. Then you can play all of the attractive football that you want. But everything is outside of us. Everything. Guys, those players are not bad players. Certainly not the worst players in the league. Certainly that defense, with all of the names we keep changing, that defense can't be a defense that has conceded, 16 goals? They've conceded in every game, bar they win versus cheaper. You're telling me that that's how bad those players are? You are telling me that you'd much rather have Golden Arrows as players that you saw yesterday? Oskukuna Pulukwan. Let's be honest. Just go out there and make a plan. I mean, all of the talk is talk. Let's just make a plan, man. Go and win a game. If it means you win it ugly, man. And get the 3 points and go home and try get some consistency. The rest, guys, I'm tired. Hey, we keep waiting. 8 quality players, guys. You keep talking about quality players. Let's also be real. Chiefs is not going to spend that money. Apparently, Apolis is being quoted at 19 million right now. So if you're going to go sign 5 Apolises, is Chiefs going to spend 95 million? Is Chiefs going to spend 120 million to get 8 really great quality players? Guys, it's not going to matter. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to go past Unebi. And you know, somebody wanted Msimao. Somebody wanted Ditokwe. Somebody wanted Mtanzani. Somebody wanted all of these players that we've auditioned. All of these players. And you know what happened? State of team changed and new coach came in and says, Angbafoon. Now you're stuck with those people because even Chiefs hasn't done the internal work to say, we want to play this football. That makes it, do you know what solves our problems? Very simple. I want to play helicopter football. Chiefs decides they want to play helicopter football. Then you sign a helicopter football coach. Then you sign helicopter football players. Then you know that you've got continuity going forward because every coach you're going to bring in is going to play helicopter football. But then, tenga. What does the sporting director do all day then? Must be coach Kutayo Tenga. Go sign his players. And then when it's not him anymore, then what happens? But anyway, let me open up, guys. Everybody's gonna get a minute to just tell me your piece, and we'll go from there. So the people who are here, I'm just gonna allow you guys to jump in. I'm not gonna repeat, guys. So people who have spoken already, please come in and let me hear what you have to say. Debza, welcome to the show. How are you?
Ay, sharp OT, man. Ay, aku uri jaga na kwela ruina kar arthabi. Isale no rethabi kos. Kansiao thabi. So kareskale rolla. So I really chance thabi. Bar to elo tire thabi. Kos erla golla. Abar didi mat. Bar che. Yeah. OT. You know, a day before game Yamaban, I sat down with my colleague and we took out a piece of paper. You know what we used to do? Go primary, go school and
yeah.
We did that Kaizer Chiefs and we looked at those players and I said to that guy, my brother, we have a team here. We have a team here. That's why when you were saying what you are saying right now, I was like, OT read my mind and I read what we were saying the other day at work. We have players. The coach must make it work. We have players. If we have to sign, we don't even have to sign more than 5 players, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. You understand? But then we do have players. More especially there in our midfield and wingers, we do have players. Understand? So just that now, I don't see what they are doing. Gymming, as you are saying, I don't see it because they must work on combinations, and we should see that in the field of play. You understand? We have abom gamkobelang abom Tetwa, bo Castillo, bo Mart. They are good players. Like I was being honest with myself and that guy who I was with, Gogo Mergung, my bra. These are quality players. We have a Sereno who can play as a 10, and we have a Ngobo Umshini. We know that he is quality. We have
Mtanzani. We have
Mtanzani. Our Macho is back. You understand? We have players. We do have players. We must make these players work. We must make these players click. We must boost confidence of these players. We must make them believe that they are fit to play for this team and they can win games. That's what they need. They need motivation. They need to click. They need to work on themselves. Coach Jimmy, they need to come here and show us what they are doing. Coach Jimmy, we are here to enjoy them, not to see them train. Weekends. We need to see them very entertaining and make us happy. Also,
before I let you go, Debs, I just want to ask you. Here's the question.
Yeah.
Which players have gotten better after they've joined Chiefs?
No one.
Sundowns. What do we speak about Sundowns? Mudau was a different player when he was at Black Leopard.
They are improving. It's like Go City. They would say, yeah, Pep is signing stars and all that. But then when those players, when they were at their old teams, they were not at that level. But when they got to Manchester City, they went to another level. So, Reina, why are those players not going to another level? Why are they digressing? You understand? Why are they losing form? Why are they becoming the partner? Instead of, okay, at least why are they not staying at that level at their previous clubs? At least let them be at that level. Not Ranga is not scoring goals. Why?
For time taps, I'm gonna jump in. Let me bring in Junior. I'm gonna give you, let's say, 2 minutes. How do you feel about what we're talking about? Or do you want to speak about something else?
Sabona, Mr. Auti.
How are you, my brother?
I'm fine, Mr. Auti. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me, what do you want to touch on? Any of the matches? Anything that was spoken about?
Mr. Auti, in terms of Chiefs, because realistically, I'm a Pirate supporter and I'm just here to, rub the salt into wounds. But in terms of Chiefs actually, Mr. Auti, you have quality players. You must realize that Chiefs have quality players. It's the system, I think, is not working for the players. The first game, when you played Marumo Gallants, you had a style of play, and it worked. You played against Amazulu, you were leading 3-0, it worked. Where's that motivation for your players now? Why is that motivation all of a sudden drained now? Mart, Mr. Auti, we can both agree that he hasn't been performing well, and he's the captain. But realistically, who are you going to drop your captain for? Mtetwa was excluded from the team. Now he's back, but you can't bench Mart. Msamkelo Zwane, he's there. You can't bench Mart. Chimavaro, you can't bench him. Why? I don't know. Mtutu Shabalala, he's trying. It's too much pressure on Mtutu Shabalala. And I can understand when he's not happy, when he's not performing well, because there's so much pressure on him. So much pressure on him, and no one is helping him, Mr. Oti. That's why I'm saying that you don't need. No, I don't think Chiefs need to sign anyone. From my personal opinion, Chiefs don't need to sign anyone. You guys have quality players. Nabi just needs to find a system whereby everyone benefits. Everyone benefits. Dupree benefits. He has pace. Play him out wide. Mduba pace out wide. Berdy Cross likes to go forward. Play out wide. So really, there's no. I personally, it's just a bad time for Chiefs now. It's a bad time, and people are rushing that. No, Chiefs are back. Whatever. I'm like, guys, no, it's a process. Remember when Rivero came for us? We took time because it was a process. Guys, everyone forgot that 6-1 Supersport gave us. Everyone forgot the 6-0 Sundowns gave us. And it took a long, long time. But eventually, you see how we are playing now as Pirates now. That's why I'm saying that you guys have the quality. You just need a system. You guys have the quality players. Every single player on that team has quality. And I feel like you just need a system whereby you can't pay almost 90 million for Apollos. Mr. Auti, I'm Mr. Auti, come on. So, Mr. Auti, all I'm gonna say is for Chiefs, you guys really have the quality, and really, it's a system that you guys need to play. If you need to play a low block and win games, then that's fine. As long as you guys are getting the point. Because Mr. Auti, before I leave, if you remember, Pirates, we had a thing whereby we don't care if we would struggle to go to Cape Town City. We would struggle to go to Cape Town. And if you recall, every time we go to Cape Town City, we will play a low block, score a goal, and go home. Go to Cape Town City, low block. I don't care I don't care how many chances they got. I don't care. Guys, main important thing, we got the 3 points. I don't care. Main thing. So Nabi now needs to just find a system whereby they can get 3 points. And then in preseason, work on a style of play, sure, entertain the fans and what, but main thing, get the points now. That's all I gotta say, Mr. Auti.
Junior, thank you so much. Let me speak to Mfundo. Mfundo, welcome to the show. Mfundo, are you with me? Okay, we're gonna move on just for time. G-Man.
Evening, OT. How's it going?
I'm good, thanks to you, my brother.
I'm good, man.
Where do you want to touch? Where do you want to jump in? We had our match reviews. We've spoken about some stuff. Where do you want to jump in?
Now I'll talk about Chiefs. I mean, I hear people talk about quality players here and there, quality players here and there. At this point, I don't care about quality players. I want characters in this team. Chiefs is a big team. You need characters, you need fighters in this team. So if you're going to talk about quality players, but these players don't even show a measure of a fighting spirit, then what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yesterday's game was a perfect example of these players lacking character. Yesterday's game is a perfect example of that. And I need leaders in this team. I mean, you have Yusuf Mart. He's not a leader, in my opinion. This guy is not a leader. Beginning of the season, we were hyping up Ignacio Miguel. Oh, he's got character. Ever since the game against Sundowns, what has this guy done? Every game, it's a yellow card. It's suspension. So when people talk about quality players, Mr. OT, I really don't understand. I think this word, at the end of the day, for me, it's just overrated. I need characters in this team. I mean, you mentioned the fact that even if it means that Chiefs have to go out and win ugly, then do it. Because it shows that you have a character, or you have this characteristic of winning. That's what I need at this point. So, honestly, Mr. OT, things are bad at Naturena. It's bad. I'm sick and tired of watching this team, and every single time I have to wake up the next day being in a mood. It ruins a lot of things in my life, honestly. But I love this team. I'll keep on supporting this team. But at this point, we need character. We need players with character.
No, G-Man, for time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Let me go to Hansel. Hansel, the concierge. We can, guy. Which side do you want to go into?
Good evening, Mr. Oti and everybody and the panelists and the viewers. Mina, I just want to take a minute for Chiefs and a minute for Pirate, right?
Okay.
Because I requested and I couldn't get in. The panel was busy. Yeah, in terms of Chiefs, Mr. Oti, like we've been saying ever since the beginning of the season, Chiefs' problems, they are not that really major, and it's not solely the blame on the players, right? Because if you check, the players are there. All the players that Chiefs has brought in are players that have been performing on their teams respectively until they came to Chiefs, and they've dropped ever since they came to Chiefs. And if you check and if you look at the system that Chiefs is trying to play now, it's difficult for anyone to identify, okay, Chiefs is playing in this manner. Chiefs has this kind of a structure because and even this issue of coaches, bringing coaches that will say, no, I don't have players, I need players. And then which team are you building? Are you building a team for yourself or a team for the company? Because when you leave, the team is still going to be there. The next coach, it means, must struggle with whatever players that you bought, because the philosophy or the playing style is not the same, right? Which is also another problem. And then you brought a coach who can't speak English.
Evan, Hansel, please come back. What happened there? Okay, wait, Hansel, let me bring you in. To finish off. Evan, now it's...
Hey, Mr. Oti.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. I was saying you brought a coach who can speak English, and you have players who also can't understand English in the same team. So how do you expect communication to be there also, which is also a big problem for me. Yeah, so that's a bit of a worry. Also, I think the coach needs to promote young players, allow them to play, because last I heard saying there are going to be 3 players from the DGC which are going to train with the team, the A team, and then he's going to choose one. What if all of them perform? Then who are you going to drop then? You understand? Which is also a bit of a problem on my side. Or why are you choosing? Why can't you take them all? Just remove the front 5 and then put the DGC players. They will show you they want to play, and stop playing players that can't play. And also Miguel, I think is more of a CDM than a central defense
CB,
for
yeah.
me.
Okay.
Yeah. In Paris, I just wanted to give a few players actually that I think they are worth mentioning. I think one is Dion van Rooyen. At some point, I saw him playing as a right back. I saw him playing as a half 10. I saw him playing as some sort of a wing. Yeah, and people don't know that Dion van Rooyen can also play as a centre back. So he's very versatile, similar to Hoto. He played 3 positions: left wing, right wing. Also, what do you call this? This other part, all those positions that he played. So I'm very happy, and I'm also happy with CBC. He has become a player that we bought from Aros. He's comfortable on the ball. He is taking on attackers. I think it's very comfortable. So all in all, I'm just happy with Pirates' performances, and congratulations to Pirates for going to the knockout stages. Those terms that were used, experience, depth, and what quality, I think now they're dissipating. Now other new terms are going to be added, but all in all, football is football. There's no therefore. Thank you, Mr. Oti, for the opportunity. I saw it's 9 o'clock, so thank you.
Thank you. And so, guys, it is 9 o'clock, so we're going to close now. All I want to say, guys, just to end off, come on. Why do we baby Kaizer Chiefs? I was reading some of the comments here. Why do we baby Kaizer Chiefs? Would it be the first time that Chiefs is coached by a foreign language coach? Would it be the first time that these players are playing football that we have to look past that? You know, is it the first? Like, why do we treat this thing, man? This team, Mikari, everything is new. Is it the first time they're going to the transfer window? Is it the first time they're signing players? Is it the first time they have to deal with psychological problems? Is it like, man, guys? As far as I know, last week Kaizer Chiefs celebrated 55 years. They had a whole cake and everything. celebrating the anniversary of 55 years. In 55 years, you're telling me that those are the issues. Then something is wrong here. And maybe you need to start asking questions. If coach after coach after coach after coach is failing, you need to start asking questions, or is having a tough time. We don't know about Nabi if he's going to fail or not. I don't want to put that into the air. If player after player after player after player is coming in and they're all failing, surely, man, you have to sit back and speak about something. If year after year after year after year you're not winning trophies, like what is it, man? What is it that we just leave all of these things and we treat the team Kariman King Milford. Sorry to use that team, but Milford, that was started in 2018. You know, and I know Milford beat us, but I'm just using them as an example of a team that has come up yesterday. Why are we treating them like that, guys? Is it the first time we've dealt with injuries in a team, guys? What's the point of having a team if injuries take you all the way off? Guys, this is historical numbers. We've conceded in every game bar one. We are also third most scoring team. We've got former Bafana players littered within that squad. National team players. Players that were stars. And it's not the first time. I think that's the other part. It's not the first time. Think about it. Didn't this happen with Manyama, with Billiard, with Cardoso? Didn't these things happen with a whole bunch of players? Think about how many signings that we've had ever since in the 10 years. Trophyless. How many signings? The last 2 years. How many signings we've made? Already this season we made 5. More, guys. We need to sit down and just go. Can we introspect? Can we just do something and just play? A ring prati, building, cooking. Every year. It's either you're building or you're cooking, Arrange. When the rain comes, there's no building. Ala builder. It's a little building, cooking. But anyway, guys, the show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. If you want to watch the show back, if you jumped in late, I know a lot of people didn't know that we started with Mamelodi Sundowns versus Maniema Union, for example, when reviewing the games. Those shows are going to be available in full on YouTube. I also drop content almost every day. Today I dropped 2 25-minute videos about the weekend. The Good and the Bad is the series name, where I tell you about some of the bad things that have happened or happened in that game and some of the good things that came out of that game. So please support on YouTube, share, like, do all of those things. But also I drop a lot of short form content as well on TikTok. We hit 100K towards the end of last year. We're going to be hoping to hit 300,000, guys. Let's try to get 300,000. Okay, we spoke about Orlando Pirates Jr. We spoke about Orlando Pirates. 50K likes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Hey, I've never seen that before. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Thank you to those watching on YouTube. Again, Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. And then if Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are playing, we will do our watch-alongs where, again, we'll be able to do this. Guys, remember, there's not many places where we can do this. Supersport doesn't have these things. What Thomas don't have these things. I'm not a former player. I'm not a former coach. You guys are not former players or coaches. We're all fans and we get to come together and talk about the deeper aspects of this football that we love. We love South African football. We love African football. International every now and then. But for the most part, that is where we are. Guys, thank you so much for joining me again and for all the support you've given me. I'll see you guys then tomorrow at 7 p.m. again. Tomorrow we'll have a topic. It's not going to be reviews. We'll have a topic and we'll speak around the things around those topics. Guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Bye, everyone. Follow if you have not followed. Subscribe if you have not subscribed.